Hello, I'm Pete Starkey at Real Time with Productronica, here at the booth of Rogers, and delighted to meet John Hendricks, who's Sales Manager for Europe. John, thank you enormously for joining us. It's great to meet you.
Thank you very much for the chance to speak to you.
John, there's been a lot going on in Rogers over the last 12 months. Can you give us some sort of idea?
Sure. Well, one of the things that's been sort of a high priority for us is the integration of Arlon company into our organization. At the start of the year, January 2015, we acquired Arlon, and we've been gradually, over the course of the last 12 months, integrating it within our organization. Now, as far as the printed circuit board materials are concerned, there were two kind of different groups within Arlon. One was what we sometimes call the thermosets and the low-flow prepregs and polyamides, and that was what Arlon used to call the ES division, and that's become the Rogers EMD division, somewhat separate, and the high-frequency materials have been integrated into Rogers Advanced Connectivity Solutions. So the high-frequency products are integrated into the rest of the Rogers high-frequency products as well, and that's what we're talking about here. We are just the high-frequency materials as far as the show is concerned here.
So the Arlon materials complement the Rogers range? Very
much so. They're very strong in woven glass PTFE materials, for example. Strong presence in the markets that those products are for. We tend to have a wider range of other sorts of materials which serve slightly different products, but also slightly different markets, but also very complementary to the technology that Arlon has. So one of the things that we're going to be doing in the next 3 months or so, one of the challenges has been to present a common picture of all the materials, for example, on the website, in data sheets and things like that. Yeah. So over the next 3 months, we'll be improving and updating our website, improving data sheets, improving technical articles. And one of the challenges has been to have all of these products tested by the same test method, so we can have a proper, coherent and properly calibrated set of data for our customers.
So we look forward to seeing the results. Anything we can do to help would be more than willing to help.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah.
John, there's been, I've seen a lot of special products, typical of the European markets, special products that require the sort of materials that you produce. I understand there's been a very heavy and increasing demand. How have you moved to meet this increased demand?
Okay, well, 2014 was an extraordinarily strong year for us, and as a consequence, we've installed a lot of new capacity, primarily in our plant in China. But that's enabled us to bring down our lead times globally to 2 to 3 weeks. So we're now able to respond much more quickly to our customers. That's also had the effect of liberating a certain amount of equipment to move forward with new product introductions, more testing, more qualification, which is a little more difficult when we are running at full capacity in the past 12 months. So we plan in 2016 to move forward with quite a large introduction of new products.
So there's been a lot of development work going on in the background.
Absolutely. A lot of work on product evolution, some new technologies. We've been working particularly on higher thermal conductivity materials for the greater demand for higher power applications. We're looking at materials which maybe come in a wider variety of thicknesses, thinner materials enabling our customers to be more flexible in terms of the overall thickness of high-count multi-layer boards, for example. And we're also looking at environmentally friendly materials to meet some of the demands coming from the telecom business and other businesses going forward.
Europe, I would imagine, is a significant market for your sort of products.
Well, it's a very significant market, but there's two ways of looking at it. In the first way of looking at it is that in terms of high-frequency materials, the OEMs that do the development work are still very, very strong in telecommunications, automotive. A lot of companies doing a lot of work, developing programs, specifying materials. Of course, when you're talking about the high-volume production, there has inevitably been a certain migration from Europe and America into Asia for printed circuit board manufacturing. So I'd still say that most of our products are produced now for Asia, but a lot of the designs that specify the materials are still here in Europe and in North America.
As long as the design authority is here and the development work is done here, you can meet the local requirement, but once it sort of transfers into major production, your sort of global presence can meet the requirement elsewhere, but with exactly the same materials, with exactly the same characteristics, to the same specifications.
And that's very important. If somebody specifies a material in Europe or North America, it's very important that what's produced in Asia is exactly the same. Exactly the same. But I mean, even within Europe, some of that business goes to Asia, but some, like for example the traditional defence and aerospace business, that's not exactly mass migrating to low price areas. It's still very much based in the West, in Europe, and in also North America.
John, it's been great to meet you, and great to catch up. There's been an awful lot going on within the organisation. You've explained it very clearly to us. So thank you very much indeed,
Thank you very much for the chance to talk to you.
And we wish you every success.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much indeed, John. Pete Starkey, real time with Productronica. Thank you.